Things off by talking about the city's new yard waste drop-off center, and Gino talks with Michael Foote, the city's sustainability coordinator, about the drop-off center along with other yard waste programs the city has going on.
I'm Gino Palazzari, and with me today is the city's sustainability coordinator, Michael Foote. And the city is launching a new pilot program for yard waste curbside collection, and Michael is here to talk about that today. So, Michael, let us know how did the yard waste collection start? What was the concept behind this?
Sure. The program grew out of an existing program. We had about 171 dumpsters scattered throughout the city.
These were full-size dumpsters that were just set on the side of the street, right?
Full-size dumpsters set out throughout neighborhoods, and in some areas it was extremely successful. Folks are using them properly. Unfortunately, there were certain areas that we were not as successful and they were not being used properly. So we decided to change the program a little bit by providing containers to each individual user. And so with our pilot program, we have, at this point, well over 1,000 containers that residents have at their homes.
And the size of these containers are, what do they look like?
96 gallons.
Okay,
so
and they look very similar to garbage rollouts?
Very similar to the green trash rollouts that we have right now. They're just a little different in color. That way, a resident knows which container to use for whatever material.
Very good. And what types of materials can be collected in these yard waste containers?
So it's any type of yard material. So woody waste, like tree branches and limbs. We're asking that residents only put in branches that are 2 inches in diameter, 36 inches in length, because the container needs to close. We also have a maximum capacity of 300 pounds, so we want to make sure that the material is not too big and too heavy to impact our ability to collect them. So tree branches, limbs, grass clippings, leaves, any kind of brush, so anything that's coming out of your yard, other than sod, dirt, those kind of things.
Okay. And once this material has been, how often is this material collected?
So for the pilot program, we will be collecting every other week. So it's 2 pickups a month, the first and third weeks of the month.
And it will be on their trash pickup day, is that correct?
It is on the same day, so folks don't have to remember which day is which. They just need to know which week. And to help them with that, we have a calendar that's online that folks can download and know which week is the first and third week.
Very good. How much does this program cost?
The program is $4.50 a month, and that appears on a customer's utility bill. And we will only bill during the growing season, so that's April through November is where you would pay the $4.50 per month.
Okay. And how does one get a yard waste container?
Just by calling customer service. They can place an order to have a container delivered, and then once we have them service established, they just set the container out.
Is there a cost for the yard waste containers themselves?
Not for the container themselves, but there is a charge for extra pickups. So if every other week, every 2 weeks is not going to be sufficient, then for an extra $4.50 per pickup, a resident could have that extra collection.
Okay. Now, if somebody doesn't have a yard waste container, what does one do with their yard waste?
So for the do-it-yourselfers, folks that like to handle their own material, the city is establishing a drop-off facility that's right next to the wastewater treatment plant on Gardner Lake Road. And a resident can go to that facility Tuesday through Saturday from 8 to 5 and bring their materials out there.
Is that facility open yet?
It is not. It will be open on May 11th, which is a Tuesday.
Okay.
And we're very excited to have that site open. I think it'll be real helpful.
Very good. And once again, we have the same material and size restrictions on what is brought out there?
Actually, no. There is the only size limitation or weight limitation would be what an individual can safely unload from their vehicle. The site will be staffed, so we will have city staff there. However, their role is more from monitoring to make sure that there's no unacceptable materials dropped off there. The attendant, if you will not be responsible for emptying a person's vehicle. So whatever you as an individual can safely unload, you can bring out.
Okay. And then how about compost? Is there compost available still in town?
Sure. With the Stone Pile Select, which has been available for a number of years, the new material will be available at the end of May. And then we're hoping that with the yard waste compost, we'll have that available next season. As you can imagine, it takes a little bit of time to collect the materials and then to process it and then to cook it, if you will, to make compost. So we're hoping to have that available next season.
Okay, and where is the compost site located?
Compost site is at the wastewater treatment plant, so that is right next door to where the drop-off site will be. So folks can actually see when they're out there dropping off, they'll see the windrows of the material being processed when they're out there.
All right. Once again, this has been Michael Foote, the Sustainability Coordinator for the City of Gillette. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And, yard waste collection program is currently running right now.
It began on the 19th of April.
Okay, very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.